Protein has always been at the center of an athlete's diet. It's the symbol of strength, muscle, and growth. But how much do you really need? When should you eat it? And does the source actually matter? Today, we're busting myths and bringing clarity. Proteins build and repair tissues, but they also make up enzymes, hormones, transporters, and support the immune system. They can even provide energy, especially during prolonged efforts, but that's not their main job. The key point is, without enough total calories, even the best protein will be burned for fuel, not used for muscle. Let's start with numbers. A sedentary person needs about 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day, but athletes need more. Endurance athletes require around 1.2 to 1.4 grams per kilo. Strength and power athletes go up to 1.6 or even 1.7. Ultra-endurance athletes might need up to 2 grams per kilo. Vegetarians and vegans should increase intake by about 10% to account for the lower digestibility of plant-based sources. But more protein doesn't automatically mean more muscle. Without enough carbs and fats, your body will use protein as energy, and protein synthesis will stall. You need a positive, or at least sufficient energy balance to actually build. After a workout, there's the so-called anabolic window. This is when your muscles are most receptive to amino acids. Even a small dose, about 6 grams of essential amino acids, can stimulate protein synthesis. Ideally, pair protein with carbohydrates to enhance the anabolic response and replenish glycogen. Protein before training may also help, but the key is regular intake throughout the day. Whole foods are the foundation. Meat, fish, eggs, and dairy offer complete, high-quality protein. Plant-based sources can work too, but are often incomplete. If you follow a plant-based diet, combine grains and legumes to cover all essential amino acids. Supplements? Convenient, practical, useful if you're in a rush, but not superior to real food. Whey absorbs fast, casein is slower, but if your diet is solid, the difference is small. And that myth about the body only absorbing 30 grams per meal. It's not backed by strong science. What truly matters is total daily intake, spread over multiple meals. What about eating too much? For healthy people, up to 2.5 or even 2.8 grams per kilo doesn't seem harmful in the short term. But there can be side effects: increased kidney workload, higher urinary calcium excretion, potential dehydration, reduced carbohydrate intake, which can hurt performance, or an unintended calorie surplus that leads to fat gain. Nothing alarming if you're healthy, but good to be aware of. So here's the bottom line. Protein is essential, but it's not everything. You need the right amount at the right time within a balanced diet. There's no magic powder that replaces a proper plate of food. Before reaching for supplements, look at your day as a whole. And remember, if you don't eat enough total calories, your protein gets wasted. Building muscle is like building a house. Protein is the brick. But without energy, without carbs, without the right blueprint, those bricks just sit on the ground.